Okay, so this video isn't exactly what you'd call a hot take. If anything, I'm about 10 years too late to tell you this. But if you haven't already, you really need to mod Skyrim. Yeah! So yeah, this video isn't going to be a mini review or anything, but it is the result of me finally caving to multiple people telling me that modding Skyrim is fun and I should really get in on that. And yeah, modding Skyrim is really fun, and if you haven't done it yet, you really should get in on that. To explain further, I recently decided to jam-pack my Skyrim installation with a bunch of quality of life or content expansion community mods. Increased weapon variety, increased armor and shield variety, skill trees, increased environmental details, and increased, thirst traps, I guess?
Fine, but don't take advantage of me. At least not in that way.
Jokes aside, my point is, modding Skyrim ended up being the new lease of life on this game that I never really knew I wanted. I've played a lot of Skyrim in my time, and while I love it, there's only so many times you can replay the same game before then moving on to something else. And let's be honest, in the realm of Bethesda, it's not like Fallout 76 or Starfield has been giving us the same levels of dopamine release as Skyrim or Fallout 3 ever did. I don't care how much of an ultra fan you are, you have to admit that for all the re-releases, remasters, obligatory console ports and so on, Bethesda's approach to Skyrim over the last half a decade or so has essentially just been, hey, let's repackage the same thing, but with some slight graphical tweaks and voila, pay us $40 please. Whereas if I install several mods that extends the game's content, I suddenly feel like I'm playing a far more expansive version of an original game that I still really love. It makes sense that the dense forests of Skyrim are actually dense, you know? Well, there's a mod for that. It makes sense that the shields and armor are more stylized, in line with how colorfully designed the shields and armor could be back in the day. Well, there's a mod for that. It makes sense that you can pick up a cast iron pot or some other random piece of environmental junk and use it as a weapon. Desperate times, desperate measures and all that. And, well, there's a mod for that. It makes sense that you can carry a fucking lantern in dark locations. Well, there's a mod for that too. Do you see what I mean? Modding Skyrim doesn't necessarily have to be these huge elaborate changes. Sure, those are fun too, but for me, it's been a really effective means of giving the game a subtle but extremely noticeable makeover, so that I'm actually rewarded for buying the game for what is quite possibly the third or fourth time. And yeah, again, I realize that what I'm saying is probably old news for most people watching this video, and I probably look like a massive dumbass. I've missed the boat so much that it's already smashed into an iceberg and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. But for anyone who hasn't modded Skyrim yet, this is my short but sweet message to you. If you love this game and you wish there was more of it, give this game a new lease of life with the already ridiculously extensive mods available to you, and I guarantee you'll have a good time. You'll discover something new in a world that you might be so familiar with. Just be careful of your original save, okay? Back that up, because mods break things. Please don't screw up your 5 million hour save because you want Sophia to tell you how much she wants to jump your bones.
So, is it true what they sing about you? Perhaps you could show me what really happens when a Dragonborn comes?
And while we're on that subject, Sophia is a legitimately impressive NPC companion mod, and I don't care what anyone says. Sure, she is a full-blown thirst trap, and there are a few too many people out there who get that perfect waifu vibes from her and everything. But considering the frankly massive amount of work that went into Sophia's programming and an excellent voiceover performance by Christine Slagman, Sophia took a lot of work to build, and I think that's worth recognizing. I've seen a few people label her as a gratuitous relic of the Skyrim modding history, and there's certainly some legitimacy to that argument. There are better companion mods out there if you'd like something that's maybe taking itself a bit more seriously. But if you accept it for what it is, and don't take things too seriously, it's fun to have a companion tagging along who just casually comments on things that happen around you.
The guards in Skyrim are a miserable bunch. We risk life and limb slaying wolves, bandits, and a lot worse all day, and they complain about a single arrow in the knee.
So yeah, that's basically all this video is. A statement about a game that most people probably didn't need to hear because I've missed the train so hard and I've already made one of those jokes, haven't I? But in all seriousness, if you happen to be like me and for whatever reason you haven't yet modded Skyrim since it released over a decade ago, this short video was made for you. If you want to reignite some of that early excitement that the OG days of Skyrim once offered all those sweet years ago, I highly recommend giving it a go with a bunch of mods thrown into the mix. I even got so wrapped up in simply exploring the new weapons and armor and everything that after 14 hours of playing it, I still hadn't even bothered to unlock any of the dragon shouts. I was so engrossed in the fun, and for any fan of this game, that's fun I can't help but recommend. I'd like to thank my amazing top Patreon supporters Game Master, DarkRaptor86, BFD Survivor, and Shikotsky. I will see you on the next video.